Well, it's the week of Christmas, and fortunately it's my turn for communion, and I always do one solitary life, so it worked out great. This was a Christmas card that I received many years ago from Charlie and Audrey Lance. I know Brenda, and some of you know them. Charlie sings in the choir. And I'm sure it was just a Christmas card to them, but it has meant so much to me over the years. And the other thing I like about One Solitary Life is author unknown. And some of the things that really touch us, it almost seems like it's not just by chance. And in this world, it just seems like nobody wants to hear the name Jesus. And yet, it goes on and it goes on, and it will go on forever.
Amen.
Tom mentioned in Sunday school today, when Gabriel talked to Mary, and he said, his kingdom will never end. You know, that's a tremendous promise that we have. His kingdom will never end, and we're part of that kingdom. It doesn't matter what happens here. It doesn't matter what happens on the news. It doesn't matter what happens in Washington. Christ's kingdom is forever, and we're part of that kingdom. He was born in an obscure village, the child of a peasant woman. He grew up in another village. He worked in a carpenter shop until he was 30, and then for 3 years was an itinerant preacher. He never wrote a book. He never held office. He never owned a home. He never traveled 200 miles from the place where he was born. He never did one of the things that usually accompany greatness. He had no credentials but himself. Although he walked the land over, curing the sick, giving sight to the blind, healing the lame, and raising people from the dead, the top established religious leaders turned against him. His friends ran away. He was turned over to enemies. He went through the mockery of a trial. He was spat upon, flogged, and ridiculed. He was nailed to a cross between two thieves. While he was dying, the executioners gambled for the only piece of property he had on earth, and that was his robe. When he was dead, he was laid in a borrowed grave through the pity of a friend. 20 centuries have come and gone, and today he is the central figure of the human race and the leader of the column of progress. All the armies that ever marched, and all the navies that were ever built, and all the parliaments that ever sat, and all the kings that ever reigned, put together, have not affected the life of man upon this earth as has that one solitary life. And he died for you and for me. Let us pray. Father God, as we come to this communion time, we remember exactly what that one solitary life was sent here for, what he did for us, and as terrible as it was, Father, he was in control. And he's still in control. And as we're saddened by the cross, we rejoice in his resurrection, knowing that this was all the plan to save us. Be with us now as we partake of these emblems. We pray this in Jesus' precious name. Amen.